Nazis during the Second World War. But we're much less likely to have been taught about the generations of black men and women who've shaped our country and our world today. As part of our coverage of Black History Month here on Sky News, Laura Bundock reports on the campaign to bring black history into the school curriculum.
The Caribbean restaurant in Notting Hill.
Year 9 history and a lesson about the Mangrove 9. British black activists put on trial for protesting against police harassment. It's a topic taught after the curriculum here was overhauled to include more black history.
It makes history more relevant for me because I know it's not just like rich people and famous people in the world.
I didn't know all of this before, and obviously coming into now my history lessons, I'm learning what they had to go through. The more we know about something, when we grow up, we can change it.
Head of History Sharon Ananakwa says her lessons empower students to critically engage with the past.
And we introduce students deliberately to sort of ancient history and medieval world through the lens of Africa, because I think that's often not the traditional way that we teach history, but that frames in students' mind that actually the medieval world in the past is bigger than just, Britain or Europe.
But this isn't a lesson learnt everywhere.
Most schools mark Black History Month, but they don't have to. In fact, they don't have to cover black history at all because it's not a compulsory part of the curriculum.
The Black curriculum is a project that goes into schools to teach Black British history all year round.
That's why Lavinia Stennett set up the Black Curriculum campaign.
Going into school and not learning Black history, you definitely recognise the lack of it because it's constantly reinforced every October that you were a slave and your history as a Black person is slavery. And over time you notice that because it impacts the way that you think of yourself and the ways that you, relate to other people as well.
So ASA from the 1980s produced this pamphlet called Resources for Anti-Racist Education.
At Black Cultural Archives, records show how generations have been trying to bring more black history into education.
Schools come here with their teachers for a range of different workshops on different topics related to the history of African-descended people in the UK. For example, there will be workshops on the Windrush, on Georgians, black people in Georgian Britain, on Victorian changemakers, and so on and so forth.
The Department for Education says the curriculum already includes significant figures from black and ethnic minority backgrounds. But there are no plans to make black history mandatory. And many say change must come in the classroom if children are to fully understand the world and their place in it. Laura Bundock, Sky News.
For more stories on Black History Month, visit the dedicated section of the Sky News website and app at www.skynews.com/Black History Month. And Black History Month is also featured on the Sky News Daily podcast throughout October. The latest episode includes the story of a black history teacher and his views on how it's taught in schools. You can listen on the Sky News website, Apple and Google podcasts and on Spotify.